Hey, how's it going? This is Bill Goff with Allstate Insurance Company, just bringing you a leadership message this week and bringing it to you via video. I'll shoot this short video on effective leadership, and I've got some leadership tips for you today. But the most successful business leaders in our country and the world today, they motivate and they lead by inspiration and motivation, not by intimidation. Now, maybe years ago, ruling by the iron fist or a whip may have been the way to go, but I can tell you, you can get more from your team and have a better success if you lead by inspiration and motivation. So let me give you a few tips. I got about 8 tips for you here for you to jot down real quick. Number one, first of all, you want to be a great listener. And you want to be fully there when you're listening to your employees when it's the right time. You want to be fully present. In other words, you want to genuinely be sincere, hear out what they have to say, make sure they're being heard. Now, you don't want people just to run all over you here. You got to be firm, and we'll talk a little bit about more of that a little bit later. You always want to give praise as often as possible. In my idea, you cannot give too much of it. And you want to be sincere, and you want to be genuine with it, and you need to be consistent about it as well. And you need to make sure you're giving praise to everyone in your operation. If you do have to criticize someone, and you will have to, because people will make mistakes, and if people are not making mistakes, then they're not, quite frankly, you're not empowering them enough, or they're not trying, or they're way too in their comfort zone. You want them jumping out of their comfort zone and making mistakes, and every now and then you may have to criticize someone for that. If you have to criticize someone, whether it's for just a bonehead mistake or a learning mistake, do it in private. But you always have encouraging words for that person once you finish that, criticism or whatever. The next point is you want to always be firm, but you want to be fair. You're the one running this business. This is your business. You cannot have the inmates running the asylum. It doesn't work that way. Too many times I've seen this happen in too many business owners' operations, and a lot of our insurance agency owners, are bad about this as well. If you are meeting with an employee or a manager or key people or going into a meeting, if you're angry or upset, I would say postpone that meeting, put it off. Or if it can't be postponed, before you go into that meeting, you need to take 5, 10, 15 minutes and take a walk around the block, do some breathing exercises. You got to do something to de-stress and decompose a little bit, because you have got to have your composure when you meet with someone, especially if you're going to be firm or criticizing, because if you let your feelings get the worst of you, you're going to say some things you're going to regret. Yours truly here has done it too many times, I promise you that. But I promise you, if you need to make sure that you're not meeting with your employees when you're upset. Also, when you're concerned about a project or something going on, early on, especially if it's a new project or a new task or something you're doing new, if you see something that's not going to your expectations or your satisfaction, you need to express your concerns right away. If you don't do this, then once the problem could escalate and get even worse, and it could be even tougher to handle then. So you want to make sure that you attack the problem early on, okay? I mentioned a while ago, you always want to be consistent. Every one of these things I just talked about, you always want to be consistent in your listening, in your praising, being fair with your employees, openly communicating. So you always want to have consistency in your leadership. And finally, you always want to be teaching effective skills, whether that's selling skills, service skills, whatever it may be, the skills of your operations, organization skills, whatever it is. You always want to be teaching effective skills and better learning to your employees and your leaders. Take your business to take it to another level. Okay, that's it from now. Hope you have a great week. We'll see you later on the other side. See you. Bye-bye.